Hello, my name is Frank Christensen, and I'm the coordinator of officials for IFAF in Europe. In today's training tape, we're looking at personal foul late hit piling on. So late hits that happen in the field of play. And we'll look at some examples and talk philosophy of how much is enough and how much is too much, and talk also about the mechanics of who should see this. But before we get to the game film, let's have a look to see what the rulebook and the MOFO have to say on this topic. In the rulebook, we go to 917 late hit. There shall be no piling on, falling on, or throwing the body on opponent after the ball becomes dead. And the only thing we have in the MOFO is really 3-3 contact fouls, where number 10 says late hit. Be more likely to call it the later the hit or the more severe the contact. Slight contact immediately after the ball is dead should not be called. And that was the book. Now let's have a look at some real live examples in the game film. The first three plays are together somewhat similar in that the lateness of the hit gets worse and worse here. It certainly is a late hit. I mean, the ball is dead right now, and 24 comes in. It's just not enough. There's not enough ouch in this hit. There's not enough forcible contact. So even though he makes a fair catch signal once the ball is dead, all he has is dead ball protection, and this simply is not enough for a dead ball personal foul. Here's another play where the hit is after the play, and then we turn up the forcefulness a notch. So here comes the pass. It is incomplete, so now the ball is dead. But here comes the hit, and now this time the intended receiver is driven to the ground. But again, it's just not enough. If he had had the ball and if he had held on to the ball, this would have been a perfectly legal tackle, and the timing is such that we're going to allow the defense to make this kind of tackle right after the play. It would have to be much harder or much later to be a foul. So again, this is a legal hit. So here's the third example, and now we're really pushing the boundary of what's legal. Because here we've got he catches the ball with a knee down, and then he gets hit. Now we're getting close. I still think this is legal. I still think by the time he's really on the ground, the defender is in flight, so to speak. It would be difficult for him really to stop. And what we have to ask ourselves in these situations is that let's say the ball pops out here. Are we going to rule incomplete, or are we going to rule runner down? And our philosophy here is, when in doubt, we're going to go with incomplete, because did he really have full possession of it now, full control? We don't really necessarily know in terms of complete, incomplete. So I think this one is, it's getting close to the limit, or getting close to the border, but I think this is still just on the legal side, and a good no call here. The next three plays are similar in that there's a ball on the ground, a loose ball that is recovered, and then somebody comes in and piles on, basically. What we have to remember here is that even though it may look bad or may look late, is that how often have we seen that even though the player on the ground scoops the ball in, he never really gains possession. Now he may in this case, but how often have we seen somebody try to gain possession on the ground and fail, making the ball still alive? So we have to give the team not in possession, in this case the kicking team, some leeway in coming in, trying to recover a potentially loose ball. In this case, I don't think the contact is really severe enough for anything, especially considering that the ball may still be loose in the on the ground in the pile there. So I think this is a good no call, just because we have to allow for the possibility that the ball is still loose. Here's another situation with the ball on the ground. So it's similar to the previous one, but also different. Here, for example, it's a quarterback on the ground instead. And you know, traditionally we do want to protect the quarterbacks, but let's have a look at some of the different aspects of this play. Now, if you as a referee know that the quarterback now has the ball, then it's also up to the defensive player to know that the quarterback has to have the ball, and he needs to at least try to avoid the hit. If you don't know for sure, if it happens too fast and you're not entirely sure, then you can't expect the defense to know for sure either. Another aspect of this is if the ball is loose, then typically the defender will go for the ball, right? If in your judgment as referee or center judge, you rule that this defender doesn't go for the ball, he just figures he's got a free shot at the quarterback, now we'll lean more towards calling it a late hit. But if you're looking at right now almost that the quarterback has the ball, is it even possible for the defender to ease up at this point, or is he committed? Has his balance already shifted? I mean, it just depends when you want to freeze it as the split second where the quarterback has the ball, whether you want this to be a foul or not. I think looking at this in real speed, I think this is a legal play. It's close, but I think it's a legal play, and just like the previous one was, and also like the next one is. And this one is very similar to the previous one in that it's a quarterback in the backfield, the ball is loose, he's going to fall on it, and then a defender is going to fall on him. Now this was called as a late hit. I'm just not sure that I agree with it, and for pretty much the same reasons as the previous play. Again, just because he falls on it does not mean that he has the ball. We've seen many of these situations where the ball squirts out, so we have to give the defense that leeway. And the next thing is, if we want to freeze it pretty much where the quarterback controls the ball, can we expect the defender to not make this contact at this point, even though it may be a split second earlier? Right there, I mean, he's still, it looks bad, and we want to protect the quarterbacks whenever we can, but we also have to give the defense the leeway. And if they're already committed and on their way down, how much can we expect them to roll off or avoid this hit? So while we do want to protect the quarterbacks, I think this is a legal hit and not a personal foul late hit. The next three plays are also together, and what they have in common is that a defender grabs the runner and then slams him down like that. And we're going to see three different examples of it. Now this one it could be illegal, but if you slam down a runner, but this one is legal enough, I think, because, well, he's very low to the ground, and he's really just pulling the runner back, and it's not a second act, which is what we're really looking for a WWE or whatever it's called, wrestling slam down. So this is simply just a good hard tackle by B5. The tackle on this play is just a little bit worse, but still a legal play. So the running back is going to get caught there, and then the defender maybe tries to pick him up, but it looks like it's more the running back that almost lands on top of the defender, or they land next to each other side by side. So again, it's not what we're looking for a late hit, but it certainly is a little bit closer to a foul than the previous one. Now compare the last two plays to this next one. When the two previous plays were legal, this one is really what we're looking for in terms of picking up the runner and slamming him to the ground. This is a second unnecessary act. So this is a late hit against the quarterback. And even had it been against a running back, there's absolutely no reason to pick him up like that, slam him to the ground, and land on top of him. So compared to the previous two that were legal, this is the one that we want to call as a late hit piling on. In this final play, we have a slightly different situation in that it's a sliding quarterback, but it's still a runner on the ground, and then he gets hit. But the tricky part about the sliding is that, you know, the play ends much sooner, so the play is already ended here, and the defense needs to lay off him. So this is just too late because it is a slide, and a good thing that the quarterback or the referee called this. You know, the umpire is looking right there, so he certainly could be involved. The wing, the linesman up at the top, or probably both wings who are responsible for progress, would be looking in that area also, and could be involved in calling this. But it's a good thing that it was called by the referee. That was this training tape. I hope it made sense, and I hope you found something you can use on the field.